Hello and welcome to the movie trivia Schmoedown analysis. As always, I am your host, Oswald Pendulbury. This is your one source for non-establishment Schmoedown analysis. So it was titles match, and naturally we had a few. The first being Patriots versus Team Trek. The Patriots retained their title, but unfortunately it was not a clean game for that matter. There were several questionable judgment calls based on the judges, allowing JTE to pick Winter Bone as an answer, which was most questionable, when later they did not allow Jason Inman to answer with Eva for the name of Wally's female companion, which we all know Wally pronounces as Eva. So that is a little questionable. And really, just based on that point alone, Trek should have won by more than 1 point, since Winter Bone also really shouldn't have counted. Furthermore, the buzzer system really needs new ones. You can buy some for $50 a pop that have cancelers. That'll make it so, no, you don't actually have to do it by eye, which is problematic. Although looking at it, it was an extremely close call no matter what, so I don't... Josh McCougar did his best, considering the circumstances. I don't blame him, and it very well could have been Schneider. It was hard to tell. The Patriots retained their title, and really it was a good game. Both proved themselves admirable in terms of the skill they displayed. JT, as usual, having his weakness in the actual pronunciation of things. But nevertheless, it was a good game outside of that controversy I already mentioned. Unfortunately, Trek really should be the champs now, and that does diminish this title defense a bit. Next we have Kalinowski versus McWeeny. Now, McWeeny has now been touted after this match as something of a god among men, because he knows 70s movies, which, again, everyone should probably watch a few 70s movies. It's kind of pathetic sometimes when those questions get so poorly answered, but nevertheless, McWeeny proves that he knows his variety of questions, so yes, he is a champion. Kalinowski was okay. He lost, he proves he's kind of a middling, but slightly lower tier contender through this match. I will say both disappointed me in terms of showmanship. Come on, McWeeny, come out with a stroking a cart if you're going to call yourself the Godfather. It would just be nice, maybe stuff some cotton in your mouth like I do all the time. It would just be a nice addition, that's all. And then, of course, we had the epic showdown of Roka versus Merle. Truly the greatest thing ever played between anyone of any field in any sport of all time, I must say, because Roka vs. Merle is the matches you hope, you pray for, and we got them. Both were coming out swinging, hitting each other back and forth throughout, with Roka complaining about every question he got for some reason, but anyways, he still got them right again and again and again. And then Merle lost on a final 5-pointer, which I myself didn't find too difficult. Joe Dante, of course, directed the Burbs, who doesn't know that? But nevertheless, it secured Roka the victory that brought the Outlaw almost to tears. But now it is an Outlaw nation, the Schmoedown, but it'll be interesting to see how long. Roka is a tough competitor, but I think he could easily lose against Merle in a rematch, but he does have the gumption. He needs the confidence, and having the belt perhaps is the confidence to up his game all the more. Later on, we had another battle of What the Flick versus Rotten Tomatoes, team battle of two teams that were not great. What the Flick seems to be one of those competitors that were just, kind of getting used to the format a bit, and they struggled around with it. It didn't seem like either of the two team members had great recall. I didn't really sense a great team chemistry. And they ended up losing in the third round, but very, very quickly in that third round. It's true that they did get movie release dates, and, that is a tough category, but they proved themselves a little too terrible at it. I mean, come on. Finding Nemo in the 90s, I would think you could at least get the decade right. I'm sorry. Come on. You review movies for a living. I think you should get the decade of a film right. Finding Nemo, of course, didn't come out in the 90s. Do you see the 3D animation in that film? But I digress. I digress. So still decent competitors, but nothing incredible except for with Matt Adichie. He proves himself a great competitor, and I would say if he went singles, he would be quite the master of the league, quite potentially a champ, as he is beyond anyone else skilled with the most obscure films. Some of those films he pulls out, I'll admit I haven't heard of either. If there was a game of obscure film categories, he'd probably win everyone in. He might even be able to get the dreaded Emilio Estevez questions right, which would be quite impressive. Finally, we have a match coming up of Mark Bernardin versus someone else. I don't know anything about him, so I can't really add anything to this analysis of the upcoming match. Mark Bernardin is, of course, the co-host of Fat Man on Batman with Kevin Smith. Although if you've seen the show, you know that Mark Bernardin and Smith often struggle to remember certain names and years, and they'll come up with some random obscure facts they know, but there's a lot of times they need their facts checked, which is not a great sign for a Schmoedown competitor. I will see how Mark Bernardin works with the light on him, and maybe he gets better because the lights are out, and maybe he really focuses, or maybe those fact checks he needs are even more pronounced. We'll see. And again, I don't know the other competitor. Nothing against the man. I just personally don't know who it is. But nevertheless, I wish them both the best, and I'll predict Mark Bernardin just merely because I know who he is. But maybe I should predict the other guy, since what I know of Bernardin does not necessarily say he's a great Schmoedown competitor. So that is all for the movie trivia Schmoedown analysis today. This is, as always, your host, Oswald Pendulbury. Thank you, and good night.